Welcome back to Gloved Up Garage. I had mentioned a while back that a company that does cleaning chemicals had reached out to me to send over some samples for me to try out on the channel to see what I thought of their stuff. Well, that package has arrived. It's been a while since I've had some time to get into it, so we'll go ahead and open this up to see what we've got here. So we've got a t-shirt, and the company that reached out is Super Clean. And I've used their stuff in the past for a lot of things. Looks like they sent us a hat. And we got a sticker. The main thing that I've used this stuff for on another channel, Gloved Up Scale Garage, I build model cars. And I originally started using Super Clean to strip the paint off of the model cars when I messed up, because it would go all the way back down to plastic, but it wouldn't actually hurt the plastic. Takes all the paint off. And then once I started working on real cars, I started using it to clean engine blocks and wheels and stuff that was really, really dirty. Super Clean is in my opinion, it's kind of an aggressive cleaner. It is a very good degreaser, but it's a little aggressive. I used it one time to clean the engine bay of a car, and it took all the paint off down to the primer. So I learned very quickly you have to be careful how you use their products. So on top of the merch that they sent me some wheel cleaner, which I didn't know they made. The original Super Clean. And then a can of aerosol version of Super Clean, which this, I've seen some other people use this and it kind of foams up. So this should be good for engine bays, provided I don't leave it on too long and strip the paint. So what I'm going to use today is the wheel cleaner on the 89 Coupe project. The 10 holes that are on there, they're very, very dirty. They've got a lot of brake dust and stuff built up on the backside of them. And I want to use this to get through all that and just make the rims look a little bit better than they do. They need a full restoration. They need to be sandblasted. All the clear coat and stuff needs to come off, polished and re-clear coated. But in the meantime, this will at least get that nasty stuff off, so that it makes them look a little bit better. So you can see the backside of these wheels are really, really dirty. These two are on the front, and they're probably the worst out of all of them. It's got a lot of brake dust built up inside of it, just a lot of grease and grime and stuff. This is the other front one. Again, it's built up. These are the two rears. They're not as bad. So my idea, I'm just going to use a regular wheel brush. This one's actually pretty soft. This is what I use on some of the nicer vehicles, but it's showing some age. It's starting to fall apart. If that Super Clean does attack it and make it worse, it's not going to be too big of a deal. You really don't want to use this in an environment that it's going to dry very fast. You want to keep this wet while you're scrubbing it and letting it do its thing. So instead of spraying all of these at one time and just going through scrubbing each one individually, I'm just going to do them one at a time. Hopefully keep the chemical on there and keep it working while I'm scrubbing it, keep it, somewhat wet. The sun's coming out, so it's going to want to dry very fast. So I'm going to grab that bottle. The first thing you do when you're using any of this stuff is obviously look at your directions. And on the back of here, it tells you to start in an inconspicuous spot just to make sure it's not going to damage the surface. Spray it on there, cover the surface, and then you would rinse it as you need it and dry. And it also recommends some gloves and eye protection. I'm going to go without the eye protection, and hopefully it doesn't come back to bite me. But I've got my gloves on, protect my hands from this stuff. So I'm just going to start spraying. What they probably should have said was maybe a respirator, because it's got a harsh chemical smell to it at first, but it's really not too bad. And we're just going to keep that nice and sprayed on there. I'll grab my brush. Oh yeah, Yeah, this is already starting to take some of this dirt off. I'll lean this up where you guys can see. A little more aggressive brush probably wouldn't be a bad thing on this. I actually think the soft brush is really not helping me. You just want to get in there and scrub it the best you can. It's starting to dry up on me, so I'm going to go ahead and switch to my shower head on my spray nozzle here. Give this a good rinse, see what we got. All right. So it's still dirty. You know, it's not perfect. It's got a lot of improvement that could definitely happen. I'm going to grab a little bit stiffer brush and then come back at it. So I got a little stiffer brush. This is what I would use for cleaning carpet or something. I'm going to go ahead and clean this on top of the other wheel. I mean, basically this stuff is going to run down onto the other wheel. It's not going to hurt anything. I definitely don't think it's as strong as regular Super Clean, because what I'm seeing on the back side of this, I would fully expect the full strength stuff to take off. So we'll probably do that on the other wheel, on the other front one, is I'll use full strength on it since I'm not going to let it sit on there very long at all. That way you can see the difference. It's really just not taking off any more of that brake dust and dirt. That brush didn't really seem to change things. I just don't think it's going to be strong enough, honestly. For regular wheels that have a clear coat on them, I think it'll be okay. But since these are so dirty, and the inside of the 10 holes are not clear coated, they're bare aluminum. And I think this stuff is just eating into that bare aluminum, so we're definitely going to need something a little bit more stronger to get in here and take this stuff off. I mean, it's noticeably different, but it's not what I would call clean yet. You can start to see the aluminum where before it was completely black. I'm going to grab the original strength Super Clean and hit it with that and see what happens. Figure I'd grab the aerosol can since I haven't used it before, just to see what it does. Okay, yeah, it is like a foam. Cool. We'll let that sit on there. See what happens. It's nice because it's sticking to it instead of running down inside the wheel. It's like actually like using a foam cannon. I'll show you what I mean. You can see it's not running off. I mean, it's sticking to the wheel. We'll let that sit there for a minute before I start to scrub it. See what it does. Yeah, that's the ticket right there. Yeah, the original strength, letting it sit there for a few seconds. Now we're really cutting through a lot of the dirt and stuff. It just smells like oil, brake dust, wheel bearing grease, all that stuff coming off of there. All right, let's rinse it. What do you guys think? It looks cleaner to me. We're still not there. I'm going to let this soak and then use the original strength non-aerosol and see what that does. Alright, so I got my regular spray bottle and it kind of aerates it where it is a little bit like a foam. But it's mixing with the water that's in there, and it's not really sticking too good. And I'm getting a lot of it spraying around with the wind. I'm gonna lay this back down. And we'll be able to hose it really good. Okay, what changed? Why is it not? It stopped foaming. That's weird. There you go. I grabbed the wrong one. Okay, so the wheel cleaner foams. I picked up the wrong one when I set it down. All right, now we got the right one. Flip out the spray. Now I gotta go back and look at the footage to see if I had the wrong one from the beginning. That would be kind of embarrassing. I'm just going to agitate this a little bit. I'm going to give it another coat. And then I'm going to let it sit there and start soaking the other wheel. Now I know I'm not going to get this perfect. And I'm not really expecting any kind of perfection. But I sure did. I grabbed the wrong one from the beginning. How about that? Alright, so we're using full strength. We have been. Make a YouTube channel, they said. It'll be fun, they said. Alright, so that one, the other front, we're going to use the wheel cleaner, the one that actually says wheel cleaner. I might have a lot of editing to do. So this Comes out more like a foam, and it is splashing everywhere. I don't know how I really feel about that. This smells a lot like some of the other wheel cleaners I've used. I don't want to name any brands, but it has a twinge of a wheel cleaner smell to it. It definitely doesn't smell like the normal Super Clean. All right, we're gonna let that soak. We'll go ahead and scrub this one. So my final thoughts, I tend to prefer the original Super Clean. I feel like it cleaned this wheel a lot better. It got through that dirt, that grime and stuff, and it really started to bring the wheel back. I'm fairly certain with a lot more time and a few more applications of either one of these products that I could get this back to that natural aluminum finish. If I was doing a restoration, at least it would keep that stuff from getting inside my blast cabinet and clogging up my nozzles or anything like that. This is a product you definitely want to watch how you use because, again, it is an aggressive product. It will eat through paint, so you just got to keep that in mind. The wheel cleaner, I think I'm going to try to use that on the Explorer, maybe some of the other cars we got on the property here. Something that's not as dirty, I think will be a better judge of how that product does. I chose kind of a worst case scenario because I wanted to see exactly how it would compare to what I was familiar with versus a new product. I wanted to judge the strength of that product also to know the limitations of whether it's going to damage a painted or a clear coated wheel. It doesn't look like it's strong enough to do that. So again, your results may vary. Make sure you use it on an area that you can't really see before you go spraying the entire wheel with it. So thank you to the Super Clean team for sending these products out to me. Hopefully you guys learned something from this short little video about this stuff. And these wheels are going to go onto our 89 Coupe project, which is going back on the road because I finally have got everything finished up on it. And I want to get some miles on it and get some enjoyment out of that vehicle before it sells. So thank you for watching. If you like what you see here, if you like some of the stuff that I'm working on, be sure to drop a comment down below. Let me know. Hit the thumbs up. If you really want to see what I'm doing and you want to be notified, hit that subscribe button, that bell icon so you're notified when I upload new videos. Thank you so much for watching, and remember to stay gloved up.